Lottie has joined. Hello Lottie, how are you? So today I just wanted to actually come on and talk about limiting beliefs. So we know that the time of year that we're in right now, a lot of people are going to start thinking about their January diet. Now let's think about this. If January that's already gone, you also thought about your January diet, and now we're in December and nothing's gone quite well, then we have to realize that this pattern is simply because you actually don't have a big enough why. So if at the moment in time you feel that you're ready for a change physically or mentally, just give me a like. If right now you're thinking, I'm not quite happy where I am and I'd love a change. So if we get to January and you feel the need to change, but your why is not big enough, then I guarantee you by February, you will have failed whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So let's think about this limiting belief. So at the moment, you might be carrying some excess fat. You might be, fatigued. You've not got the energy that you want. You might feel as though you've got no time to put yourself first. You feel as though you want to make a change, but you don't know where to start and all of that. But if January comes and you haven't even sat down and written out why you want to make a change, then there is not going to be a success in any of that. Because if January that's already gone came and you just woke up on the 2nd of Jan and started a diet without a why attached to it, then this is the reason why you're still here in December in the same place. Because you have to have a strong enough why. If you apply for a job and it's just, I'm going to apply for it because it pays the bills, then it's not really a job you're going to last in. But if you sit down and look at a resume and think, that's the job for me, that's the job that I want, then that means that you're going to put effort into applying for the job, pitching yourself for this job, making sure in the interview you say all the right things so that you get the job. So there is a strong enough why attached to it. If your January diet doesn't have a strong enough why attached to it, then unfortunately it won't last and it will never last. So if at the moment you're thinking, I've always been where I am, then that's exactly why you will continue to be where you are, because of the belief that you have. So let's talk about this limiting belief then. So your unconscious mind is a thought. So if I say to you, how serious are you between 1 and 10 about wanting to make a change? Just put a number in. 1 is not really that serious, but I'd like to. 10 is I really have to make a change this year. Where do you fit? Okay, so we've got differences here. So some people really need to make a change. Some people feel as though they don't have enough time. But let's think about, there's a thought process here, which is the unconscious mind. So the conscious mind in January is going to say, starting my diet, this is me, this is my year. And the unconscious mind is going to speak to you and it's going to say, but you're going to fail. You failed last year. Why do you think you're going to do it? And then you're already going to start to have this limiting belief that you're going to get there. I speak to women a lot in my Instagrams and I say to them, why do you feel that now is the time for you? And some of them will say, because I kid you not, I cannot be here any longer like this. I have to make a change. And that person is showing me that their why is strong enough. But then another person would say to me, I really don't like my stomach fat. I really don't like how I look in the mirror. And I say, okay, so how serious are you for wanting to make this change? And they say, well, I'm kind of serious, but I know that I'll never get there. I've been this weight since I was a teenager. I'm 45 now and I've still been here since I was a teenager. They've already doubted themselves that they're going to get to the goal. They've already written it down in the messages that I've already been like this since I was a teenager. What's going to change now? So you've already told yourself that you're not going to do it. So when I have a consultation with someone, I have to see if their why is big enough to start with. And if their why isn't big enough, then I have to look at how can we break this limiting belief that you have. There's a root cause as to why you have a limiting belief. There is a root cause. And if you don't know it straight away, then that's when we get to work and we look at what is that root cause that's stopping you. It could be trauma, it could be childhood, it could be something that's going on right now in your life, it could be stress related at work. There is just something that we need to identify that is the root cause that is stopping you from being able to believe that you can achieve a goal. Okay? So right now, what would you say is one of your obstacles? What is stopping you from getting to where you want to be? So if I said to you, okay, you want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, why haven't you done it already? So that would mean that there is an obstacle in the way. What is one of your obstacles? Could be time. Could be, I don't even know where to start. Could be, I don't have access to a gym and I can't train at home. I don't know. What is one of the limiting beliefs that you have? So let's think about one of the limiting beliefs that many people have. And that would be, because I've never done it before, I can't imagine it ever happening. So if you've had a childhood where you've been chubby as a child and it's always kind of been that way, and now you're an adult and you're still carrying excess weight, you've never actually seen yourself at a weight that you're comfortable being. So your obstacle would be, it's just never going to happen to me. It's not meant for me. I'm not meant to be a comfortable weight. I can't ever imagine it. So that could be a limiting belief. It could be the fact that you know already that you can't be consistent at something. So Monday, you start well. By Friday, you've kind of fallen off the wagon, and you know that that's a pattern for you. And that's called the self-sabotage pattern. So you already know that the limiting belief for you is, I'm not consistent. But again, that's your unconscious mind telling you, I can't be consistent. So if you keep telling yourself, I can't be consistent, then that's the reason why you're not going to get past the consistency, because you've told yourself. So if I go through a whole load of conversations that I have with people in the DMs, a lot of the conversations I have is just me responding to people who are telling me that they're not going to be able to achieve their goal because, oh, I wish I could lose 20 pounds, but I can't because I care for my mom. So you've just told yourself, I can't lose 20 pounds because I care for my mom. So you've put up a limiting belief there that you can't lose 20 pounds because you care for your mom. So if you care for your mom for the next 10 years, that means you're going to be overweight for the next 10 years because you've told yourself that you can't lose the weight whilst being a carer. So again, it's a limiting belief. It's not an excuse. It's a limiting belief. So what limiting beliefs do you have right now that you need to address before January? Because January is going to come, and like everyone, you're going to start thinking about trying to make a change, whether that is physically, whether that's mentally. You are going to start thinking about trying to make a change. And if you haven't identified before January what that limiting belief is and addressed it, then you're going to fail January, you're going to fail February, March, April, and every other month. So this is why we just put our why on paper. What is the why that is strong enough for you to feel that you have to make a change? Do you have a why at the moment that you feel is strong enough for you where you have to make a change? Some people, it could be health related. Could be, I've got diabetes type 2, or I'm on the borderline of having diabetes and I don't want it, so I know that I've got to make a change. It could be that I've got joint pains, my arthritis, and if I put any more weight on, it's going to get worse. So it really is just about you asking yourself, can I make a why big enough for me to be consistent? Because then there's no room for self-sabotage. If you know that your why is big enough, there is no room for you to ruin the goal, because you already know that you're trying to get to this goal to achieve it so that you aren't in this position anymore. So that's really where I want to leave you with that thought, because it's crazy to me that at this moment in time, people aren't thinking about their health at all. That's just what happens at Christmas time. People aren't thinking about their health at all. Yet they wake up on the 2nd of Jan and all of a sudden they start thinking about their health, start running to the next diet. But then really it's already proof that that's not a reason to make a change because everyone else is on that bandwagon. The reason for you to make a change should be strong enough for you, and it shouldn't matter what time of year it is. If your health is a priority, or if your health is of importance, it wouldn't really matter what time of year it is. We wouldn't wait till the 2nd of Jan to sort out our potential type 2 diabetes diagnosis, would we? We wouldn't wait. If we've got knee pain and we then gain another 7 pounds over Christmas, then the knee pain's going to get worse. So the why is not going to just all of a sudden become big enough on the 2nd of Jan just because everyone else is on a diet. So you've just got to start thinking, is my why big enough for me to make a change next year? If it's not, then guess what you do? You accept the fact that this is you and this is how you're going to stay. There has to be an acceptance. And with acceptance becomes peace. If you're somebody who says, I hate the way I look, hate the way I am, can't stand looking like this and feeling like this, and you're complaining about it, but you're not doing anything about it because your why is not big enough, then you're not at peace. You're not at peace. Every single day you'll eat something and feel like, I shouldn't have ate that. Don't know why I ate that. You're not at peace. You're not eating freely. You're not at peace. But if you're somebody that says, do you know what? At this moment in time, the reason for me to sort my health out isn't big enough. It's not strong enough. So until it is, I'm just going to be happy here where I am and be at peace. Because when you're a mom or a wife or just a woman over 40 and you've already got your estrogen levels dropping, your hormones are imbalanced, you're already not at peace in your head because you're irritable. So if you're making yourself more irritable by complaining about where you are right now and not doing anything about it, it's no fun. You're not making your day any better. So it's a case of making your why strong enough so that you can make a change, or just accept where you are and stay there peacefully. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that thought, ladies. Thanks for jumping on. And I hope that that's helped you to make the decision in January as to whether you stay where you are and accept it, or you do something about it. See you later.